Over 400 Dragon Stones incoming to help you prep for the 10th anniversary. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the Happy New Year 2025 celebration and trying to figure out just how many stones and where those stones are located that you can pick up to help get yourself ready for the 10th anniversary. That's right, we are in full 10th anniversary prep mode now that we have entered the new year. We are 28 days away from the start of the anniversary, and every single stone you can grind counts. So before we get started on this, why don't you go ahead and drop your stone count in the comments down below. Let us know where you're at, what you have prepped already through the comments. Now, I will let you guys know that we are in full anniversary prep mode, which means that throughout the weeks here leading into the anniversary, I will be sharing with you guys updates on where to grind new stones, things you can do to help prep and get yourselves ready for the 10th anniversary. And as we do so, I would love to see where your guys' stones are updating as we go through this process. So make sure you guys hit us with that in the comments. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's hop on in and let's start looking at these stones. So starting things off with a 25 Dragon Stone login bonus, right? That's pretty fresh. They used to give us a lot more stones. You know, they would give us 20 plus 21, 20 plus 22, and now it's just a flat, 25. I guess they didn't want to give us full multis worth, but hey, is what it is, right? So 25 stones there. We also get another set of stones every day for logging in through the Hercules Heart Pounding gift login bonus. Now, the login bonus for that, it can give you up to 7 stones per login on top of a standard 5 stones, right? So if you don't get the 7 stones, you'll still get 5 stones, and this is running for about 6 days. So that's 30 stones right there. So already, just for logging in, that for 6 days, that's a full multi. That's 55 stones between the 2 login bonuses. We do have our standard login bonus as well from now, and we'll count until the 28th. This technically runs until the 18th, this specific login bonus, but at the 18th, right, that's when the countdown celebration kick in, or the part 2. But we're just going to run the standard login bonus because you're still going to have a standard login bonus aside from that. So with that, we are looking at 1 stone per day, all right, regardless of when it starts. There'll be something new that starts. I'm honestly thinking there might be like a faux part 2 or something, like just like a mini part 2 to introduce some type of LR EZA or something, because I mean the timing is odd. This is a little bit sooner than when the countdown campaign should start. So I'm thinking there might be like a little mini EZA celebration for the part 2 for this campaign, but we'll talk more about that in another video. But regardless, right, 22 stones there we're getting for login between now and the 28th, because that's when everything else ends. We are looking at about 55 plus 22, 77 Dragon Stones right there. We also have daily missions, which for some reason is not listed here, but there are daily missions, right? These are your they're just standard. Every day you log in, you can do 1 stone mission. So 22 stones for that, which brings us to 99. And remember, we do that each weekend. You do have an extra set of 2 stones that you can get, right? Bringing our total. There's 4 weekends between now and the 28th, so 8 stones there, and that brings our total over 107. So just for logging in and doing your dailies, you have 2 multis worth on a 10th anniversary banner. That's a pretty good deal. On top of that, we have the standard missions, which also is not listed here for some reason, but those are your panel missions, and they give you roughly 6 stones. If you check the pay, I can't show it here, but if you check the panel on the in-game, because they've moved them out of the missions tab and it's its own panel thing now, it's 6 stones, and it gets you that would put us at 119 so far. So that's actually pretty good for this. Moving on, we will We have the Tricks Won't Work Tile Breaking Challenge. So from here, we have, let's see, there's actually quite a lot of stones coming from this, if we can pull this up, right? So we get 1 stone for clearing the event itself, and then just here alone, we're getting we're getting about 9 stones, I think it is. Yeah, 9 stones. So, and this can be done 3 times, right? The first set is going to go until the end of this week, and then we'll get a new set right after that, and all of them run until the 28th. And then we'll get another set after that one. So each week we'll get a new set of missions, and so that would bring our total to 45, right? Because 9 each, so 45. That brings us to a total of 164 plus the 1 for completion, 165 stones, including the Hercule Tile Breaking Challenge. If you haven't already done this, please make sure you do so. That's some good stuff right there. That's, again, at this point, we've got a full rotation now. We also have the new Kid Buu Red Zone Burst Mode, right? That's 20 stones from Burst Mode right there. So that brings us to 185. Now it's not mentioned here, but there's also special missions for the New Year campaign. It's listed in the missions tab, but it's not listed here for some reason. But it is 3 stones. So that brings us to 188 stones once we include those. We also have the next Virtual Ultimate Clash, which gives us 25 stones for completion. So 188 plus 25. We're at 213 stones already. So we're already over 200 stones here. Remember, I told you guys a while ago that the New Year's campaign will give you enough to do at least a rotation on the step-ups. Well, here it is. Now, I don't think you should be throwing all these 200 stones away on the step-up, but hey, I mean, it's there if you need it. I would definitely recommend saving these for the anniversary. We have another SBR in this campaign, so that's 6 stones, right? 5 for the mission, and then completion of the stage, and so that is... All right, 6 stones, and then 8 for the ESBR that we got, 227. Now, so that's just from this campaign here, the New Year's campaign. They'll also reopen all Extreme Z Awaken battles. If you haven't done these, this is the time to do so. We're going to talk about another, right, like just doing all of these, if you're a new player, like this is thousands of stones right here, just literally begging for you to complete as you prep for the anniversary. So don't forget to do all of these. We'll talk about why that's important to that these are all open in another video as we talk about prepping units for the anniversary. So moving on, right, simultaneously with this campaign, we also have the second part 2 of the Daima campaign. Now, this is kind of what makes me think there's going to be a little mini campaign here for this, because a lot of the stuff that is related to the Daima campaign and this are coinciding with a similar ending time, right, around the 18th, which is a little bit before when the countdown celebration should start, whereas everything else is ending around the 28th. Right, these are ending a little bit earlier, so I do feel like there might be a little mini part 2 with like an LR EZA or something. Now, with that, there are a couple of things here that are going to add to our total stone count, right? So we have obviously we have the Dokkan event, right, which is going to give us just a simple 2 stones, but hey, every stone matters. Right, so 2 stones there. We're at 229. And then, of course, we have the new Daima story campaign. Now, that campaign currently is only giving 2 stones, 3 stones if you include the missions, right? So 3 stones right there, bringing us to 232. Now, this will be updated every week as a new episode airs, right? Every time they air an episode, every 2 weeks they will update the event. So we won't get an update to the event this week, but we'll get another update next week. But with those updates, assuming it keeps the same pattern, we should have about a total of 5 stones added. It's not a lot, but that's, you know, we're just talking between now and the 28th, right? So assuming they keep the same pattern and only add like one stage and a mission, it's probably only going to be about 5 to 6 stones. So that brings our total to 237. And then of course we have the warm up in the demon realm. That's only 1 stone, right? There's nothing there. The missions for this give you skill orbs, no stones, right? So you just get the 1 stone for completion of the stage. But we do have the Gendarmerie challenge event, which will give us about 10 stones. Now, I don't believe it's going to be updated, so we're just going to settle for the 10 stones that gives there. So that total there brings us to 248 for everything that we currently know is available. Now, of course, you'll notice what's missing from here is an Easy A, right? No Easy A seems to be listed here. Well, thankfully, in the 2025 newsletter, they did mention an upcoming ECA. Specifically, right, if we can find it here. Where is it at? Two types of step-up summons. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Did it not actually mention it here? Oh, wow. It's not mentioning, step up summons, recruited. Okay, well, on the JP version, it did mention an upcoming possible Easy A, talking about characters who fought for the universe. And that, I mean, to me, that pretty much screams these two guys here, Fizz Goku and STR Kid Buu, right? So assuming that's what we get, this will be a dual Easy A. It won't be a single battle Easy A with 2 enemies like the Goku Vegetas. They usually only do that for Goku Vegetas. So I'm assuming this is a double Easy A, which is probably why nothing's being mentioned about it. And then from there, right, if we include the missions from each one of those there, that gives us, right, 33 for the Goku and another 33 for the Kid Buu. That brings us to 314 stones for the possibility of those Easy A's. So that's going to be really, really helpful. Definitely. That puts, that's 2 full rotations on a 10th anniversary banner. So definitely, we're getting up there in stones. Like I told you, this is one of the best months to be grinding out stones because everything is available, right, on top of everything that they're giving us. Now, there is one last thing that we know about, and that is the 10th anniversary coin collecting campaign. And now for this set, we are only getting 4 stones, right? So that brings us to 318, and we can exchange these, and we'll talk about that exchange here towards the end as we can add it into our final total here. So that brings us to everything that's going to be ending and moving on, right? So the anniversaries would seem to suggest last year it started on the 28th, right? If we look at last year's campaign info, right over, where did it go? Right, last year the campaign on JP started on the 28th. So that last year was a Sunday, so this year that Sunday would be the 26th, but that would still put too many days that would still put too many days on the start date of an 18th for a countdown. So I'm assuming there's still a little something, and the countdown should start around the 20th to the 21st if we follow last year's schedule, right? Last year the countdown campaign started on the 21st, so we could safely assume that that's around when it started. So if we include the login bonuses from the countdown campaign, right, it's pretty much the same every year. So we're gonna get 10 Dragon Stones for the countdown login on top of the regular logins that are running through this time. So that brings our total to 328. Now, during this countdown campaign, they did have the the login bonus for the crops. Now, this one can be anywhere from 1 stone to 7 stones per day, depending on your luck. So we're just going to go with the bare minimum here of 7 stones, because I'm pretty sure they're going to have it. They have something like this every single year. I see no reason why this year would be any different. So 335 brings our total here. Now, last year had 2 events, right? This new event, the Excite Battle, which I don't think we're going to get another one, but they did mention Speed Battle was coming back for those participating in the fan meetup. So we could get stones from that, but I'm not exactly sure how much they would give for that. It wasn't a whole lot. 5 to 10 stones maybe. So just know that there might be an extra 5 or 10 stones here, so we're not going to count that. But there was an LR EZA, and so far a lot of these countdown campaigns lately have been getting EZAs during that. So if we just assume maybe a TUR and LR EZA, either way it's still going to be the same amount of stones, right? 33 dragon stones there. I'm assuming there's going to be an EZA during that campaign regardless. So 368 is what that brings us to. Now, last year during the campaign on global as well as during worldwide, they like to give us the first set of stages to these new events. So last year we got the first stages of the Supreme Magnificent Battle. We'll probably get the same here, so whatever new event, we'll probably get 1 or 2 stages with it, or 3. Actually, this was 3 stages, I believe, that we got. So if we do get that, right, assume the same, we're probably going to get about another 25. Like if we look at the actual event here, right, for the first 3 stages, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 stones for the first 3 stages completion, plus 3 for completion of those stages, right? So 23, that brings our total to 391 stones for everything between now and the countdown campaign. That's a lot. That is a lot of dragon stones. And I told you guys, New Year's was going to provide a ton of dragon stones. And guess what? That's not all. Now, it's worth noting that we also get mentioned that by the start of the anniversary, we will be able to exchange all of those coins we've been collecting up through this coin campaign challenge, right? Now, they mention here we can exchange up to 30 dragon stones. Now, I don't know if that's with the coins collected from this campaign or if that's all you can exchange altogether. In previous years, the amount exchanged has actually been quite a lot. You know, the year, what was it? The 7th anniversary, it was like up to a 77 exchange. So it could be more. That seems awfully low for the amount of work we've been putting in for it over the course of the last few months. So I would assume it's more, but we're going to err on the side of the low end and say just the straight 30 for all 300 coins that you've collected up. So with that, that brings us our total still to about 421. Now, if we're lucky and we get to exchange all of it, right, and it's 30 stones for each set, then that actually is a lot better, because that brings us to, that's 120 stones, right, because we did this 4 times, right, that's 120 stones. That actually brings us over, hang on here, so for 3 that brings us to 513 dragon stones if we get to exchange all of them. But again, we're going to assume that not, and we're going to get a basic 30 stones. So that's, again, that's 423. And then to wrap it all up, of course, we're not going to count anything else from the start of the anniversary, but we will get a free, where is it? Here. Right? On the first day of login, you will get a free 30 dragon stones. So we're just going to throw that in here at the last. Of course, there'll be a bunch of events to go along with that, but for now, because we don't know what those events are going to be, we're just going to count on the 30 from the first day of login during the anniversary. So if we include all of that from now until the start of the anniversary, that is 450 Dragonstones. Oh, up to 500, depending on how they decide to handle those coins. That is a lot of Dragonstones, guys, and that will put you at least a couple rotations on a banner of your choice. You add that into whatever you got right now, and you are going to be cooking for the 10th anniversary. And you want to be. Remember, during this campaign, we will have the new LR pity system, which means you need to spend 2,500 stones in order to pity a unit should you not pull one. So the more you come in with, right, on top of the 1,000+ stones you're going to get during the anniversary, the more likely it is you're either going to A, pull the unit, or have what you need to pity the unit. So you want to make sure you're saving this 450 Dragonstones. So guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, how many stones do you have? This is our weekly stone check. I am currently at 1,500. If I include all of the stones that we're going to get from this, I am over 2,000 Dragonstones, ready for that 10th anniversary. But let us know in the comments down below how much you are expecting to have once you include all of this, and let us know what you're at currently. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.